Good evening and welcome to 59 News this weekend. I'm Tiffany Harris.
Well, Tim, we now have a picture of the victim killed here at this BP Little General Store on Stafford Drive in Princeton. Tim, the scene is still active right now, and the wind is still putting up a fight for firefighters trying to put out the flames.
So, Brian, it seems like Mother Nature, she can't make up her mind.
I'm here live at the Princeton Rescue Squad, where crews are offering shelter to anyone in need tonight in their educational building.
One person falls off a cliff in Fayette County. According to Fayette County dispatchers, one man fell off a cliff at the Long Point Trail in Fayetteville. Adam, thank you. 2 people are wounded after a report of shots fired in Beckley.
Megan, the suspect is 38-year-old Barry Coleman of Richlands. Jessica, this just in, Billy White is found guilty on count 2, child abuse resulting in serious bodily injury.
Several people are behind bars tonight after a backyard brawl in Fayette County.
Tiffany, what can you tell us?
Jessica, it's called House Bill 4352, and it would allow the West Virginia Department of Health and Human Resources to sell 4 state-run facilities.
Well, Tim, I'm all bundled up out here, but it's still extremely cold. It's bone-chilling cold, actually, and experts tell me this kind of weather is 10 times worse for senior citizens.
I'm Tiffany Harris. James Logan of Pearisburg, Virginia, is charged with attempted murder.
Well, Tim, it may seem calm and really cold right now, but that certainly was not the case.
A woman in Florida is in critical condition after a fiery crash. Now I'm demonstrating on the Max Fire Box how to control air to a fire, or what the firefighters call the flow path. Now let's take a look here. I'm closing up the box for about 10 seconds, and then you're going to see what you call a backdraft. And there you go. For that, we turn our attention over to Storm Tracker 59 meteorologist Heidi Moore. She joins us now from the Weather Lab. Heidi. Well, Jessica, I spoke to several business owners in Oak Hill, and they were not too familiar with the ordinance that basically says flashing lights on signs.
Right now we're seeing a wintry mix, just as our team of Storm Tracker 59 meteorologists have been predicting. Now, if you have to be out on the roads today, be sure to use extreme caution. The roads, they're really bad, as you see right now. And joining me now is Sam Hawks, a Mercer County resident. Sam, tell us about your morning commute.
With more details. So, Tiffany, what happened?
Well, Tim, right now school officials are not exactly sure how many students did not get to eat lunch yesterday, but I spoke with the Richlands High School principal, Kim Ringstaff, and she's just heartbroken over this whole thing, and she wants the public to know she is deeply sorry. Jessica, tow truck drivers at Glenn's Towing in Beckley are triple checking their trucks tonight ahead of tomorrow's big storm.
It may not look like it now, but on Monday, this road was extremely slick, and Bourne says she's thankful for the firefighters' actions. Honecker says the caller gave her a number that began with 844, and it led her to a recording that made her actually think that it was AEP.
Welcome to Appalachian Towers Customer Solutions Center.
I'm just shoveling the mess.
VDOT crews have been on scene all night. They started removing these rocks and dirt at around 7 on Wednesday morning.
Tiffany?
Susie Worrell has worked at the S&S Express in Green Valley for about 5 years now, and tonight she's counting her many blessings.
Love you, man.
Cashier at S&S Express, Susie Worrell hugs the man she is calling a hero. Worrell says just after 6 Sunday night, a woman identified as Amy Davis came into the store with a taser and what appeared to be a sharp piece of metal used to sharpen tools. Worrell tells us she immediately put her hands up and gave the suspect money from the cash register.
Knew her attention. She was focused on the register, on the money. So I knew that was my one chance. If I had any chance, that was it. And I mimed. I looked towards Stephen, who was outside, and said, help.
That's when Stephen Green came along and jumped into action, stopping the suspect from escaping. Green says he knew he had to do something after he saw Susie mouth for help.
I followed her straight out the store. As soon as she got 1 foot out the door, I just jumped and I grabbed her around the neck and just shoved her down. And then no sooner than we hit the ground, Susie was right behind me and like pinned her legs down. And we just sat there and held her. And
Troopers arrived on scene soon after.
Stephen definitely is my hero. He definitely is. Awesome, awesome. I thank him. My God, I thank him. I can't thank him enough. But yeah, if it hadn't been for him, they would have got away.
Green says he's no hero.
Just trying to do my part.
Troopers tell us Davis is charged with armed robbery and escape. Reporting live in the newsroom, Tiffany Harris, 59 News.
Tiffany, what can you tell us?
Tim, Fayetteville firefighter Michael Milam says when he first arrived on scene, the home was fully engulfed.
Still smoldering back there.
Michael Milam with the Fayetteville Volunteer Fire Department looked at the remains of the fire he and others fought. Firefighters worked tirelessly in effort to save 2 people trapped inside early Saturday morning. Family members tell 59 News Reed Austin and Christine Goodson died in the fire on Gatewood Road in Fayetteville. Milam says it's a tough situation.
Lots of flames. The wind shifted just after I got here and started blowing up from the golf course behind us and spread the fire rapidly through the house and actually looked like a propane torch coming out the front windows.
Captain Jim Sizemore says when deputies arrived on scene, they saw people who made it out of the burning home, but said there were 2 people still trapped inside. They reportedly used a chainsaw, sledgehammers, and axes trying to get to the victims, but their efforts were unsuccessful. He says firefighters were eventually driven back by the intense heat and flames.
Fire investigator, in conjunction with the Office of the State Fire Marshal, has determined that the fire appears to have started in the area of a wood-burning stove in the basement of the residence. There does not appear to be any foul play. This does not look like arson. It appears to be an accidental fire.
The niece of one of the fire victims is trying to raise money for funeral costs. Reporting live in the newsroom, Tiffany Harris, 59 News. Begging the public for information about his daughter's whereabouts.
Make a big man fall to his knees real fast.
Richard Anderson is doing everything he can to bring his daughter Aspen back home safely. She was reported missing on Friday. Investigators believe she was picked up by a friend in the parking area across from Princeton Senior High School. That's the last anyone's heard from her. Now her father, Richard, is turning to social media to spread the word about his missing daughter.
Hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. Just the uncertainty of not knowing. You know, where is she? Is she okay? It's cold. Trying to hold together.
Anderson says Aspen left her cell phone charging on the kitchen counter. That's not something she usually does and is one of the reasons Anderson is worried.
Just please, somebody tell me where my baby's at. That she's okay. Aspen, if you see this, I love you. Come home.
Aspen has brown hair and blue eyes. She weighs around 160 pounds and she's about 5'3". Anyone with information at all can call the Princeton Police Department. Reporting live in the newsroom, Tiffany Harris, 59 News.